then it's on both sides. They can't schedule out a date. That's different, most definitely. But if it's on J. Cole's side only, and he just kept changing the day, or like I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, I don't see an excuse then. Peace, namaste, what up though? Wagwan was cracking. Today on the internet, Camron sues J. Cole, claims he's owed 500K for Ready 24 project. So this was in a mixtape that J. Cole did last year called, was it My Delete? Yeah, My Delete Later. There we go. I got a little bit of it. Sheesh. Alright, so platinum selling rapper Camron has filed a new lawsuit alleging that fellow hip hop star J. Cole, like I said New York for a second, refuses to honor an agreement they stuck over a song, Ready 24, which appeared on Cole's fourth tape, My Delete Later. In his complaint, I'm not doing another take, one take only. His complaint filed Tuesday in Manhattan federal court and obtained by Rolling Stone, Camron says he hasn't received any financial compensation for his work, any at all. It's crazy madness, for his work on the collaboration, and was only credited as a composition co-author, not a performer, even though his vocals appear on the track. The musician, whose legal name is Camron Gills, I don't know the pronunciation, I don't know the nomenclature, however, we're about to continue, is asking the judge to issue a court order that declares him a co-author of the song recording. He also wants an order directing Cole and Universal Music Group to audit the royalties received for Ready 24 so he can be paid his proportionate share of such monies. Ideally. The lawsuit states, as for J. Cole and UMG did not immediately respond to the request. Is that everything? Boom, alright. In a 7-page lawsuit, Giles Cam, I'm about to refer him as Cam, I know Cam, Giles. Cam also accuses J. Cole of reneging on other promises related to collaboration. He claims the contributions to 24 came in certain specified conditions, including that he will be granted final approval, which I'm sure he had before the song's release. He says Cole also agreed to collaborate with him on a future single. Cam says he and Cole recorded Ready 24 in June back in 2022 in New York City, and that he told Cole at that time that the song couldn't be released until Cole performed on a future single with him. He claims Cole initially agreed, but then pushed back when Cam asked him to perform it on one or two songs that Cam had previously recorded. Cole allegedly told him he preferred to collaborate on a song they created together, the lawsuit alleges. The collaboration never materialized despite due requests by the plaintiff, the lawsuit states. Cam claims that when he reached out to Cole again back in 23 of July, Cole told him that instead of collaborating on a future song, he wanted to appear on the podcast instead. Okay, it is what it is. So between July 2023 and April 2024, Cam and Cole continued to communicate, but Cole repeatedly said he was unavailable to appear on the podcast on lawsuit claims. That could be a possibility. I don't know if the whole year between them days that you're busy every time. And maybe devil's advocate, maybe on both sides they couldn't communicate a specific day when he can come over to do the podcast. However, the way it's made it seem right now, Cam wanted him there, like, yo, you coming through? Are you coming through? Are you coming through? And he kept calling him, but no response. And Cole gave no bankroll to Cam. No bankroll to Cam. Cole subsequently released Ready 24 in April 2024 with a Warren Chappell music registration, the composition, but not the sound recording. Cam believes he's owed at least 500,000 for his portion of the song's royalties, the lawsuit states. The lawsuit claims Cam also deserves attorney fees and any other relief as the court deems equitable and proper. So, sheesh. Alright, so I don't know J. Cole personally. However, usually in the media, he seems to be an upstanding guy, like a stand-up dude, you know? So I would be surprised. I'm surprised to hear that. Originally, it was supposed to be, all right, you have to collab on a song from my side, too. And then it became, nah, not gonna do that. Be on focus with the music. So instead, I'm gonna go on the podcast. Then after a whole year, just ducking and dodging, can't do it, man. Can't do it, man. I don't know. I don't know. Again, people like to believe what they see on media and they see for certain artists that they may like or listen to on a regular basis. So I'm not gonna make any assumptions, but that's just wild. I'm surprised. Let me see. Also, I know the Breakfast Club, they may have more information on this. If not, I just take it off most likely. Let me see. I just peeped this a minute ago. But yeah, so the same thing. By the Breakfast Club, if you want to follow, go follow. Watch the full video on their side. I'm just gonna skip through. Most likely, it's the same information I just read, unless they have something specific. I go.
Milano D. Rouge this morning. Shout out to Milano. Hey, girl.
Milano.
Okay, so Camron and J. Cole. So Camron has filed a lawsuit against J. Cole and Universal Music Group. And the reason why he filed the lawsuit is because he says that he is owed money because there was an agreement that happened between him and J. Cole. So Cam appeared on, he did a verse for J. Cole's Ready 24. Let's take a listen to Ready 24.
Short-term vision ain't gonna get you the long yachts. Bill used to cash my check at the pawn shop. My second worst fear is sticking in the wrong dot. Cause child support supervision is gone knock. It's crystal clear. I got the vision y'all don't got. Yes. Stupid. Yes.
This song's
Here
tough.
we go.
Tough tune.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Been ready. Let's go. Homie thought he caught her, but killer, I intercepted her. Deceptive not at all, I wasn't with disrespecting her. But I stood my ground, I wasn't with all the begging her.
Tough tune, tough tune.
Yeah.
That's off Might Delete Later, right?
Yeah, so Camron did that verse for the song, and in exchange for that, Cam had an agreement with J. Cole, and he claims that the agreement was he would have final approvals before anything was released, and that he would be properly credited for the composition and also the actual song recording. And he also says that J. Cole agreed to collab with him on a future project. It would either be a song or it would be something else like collab-wise. And what that ended up being was a podcast, or what that collab ended up being was a podcast appearance on It Is What It Is, which is Cam and Mace's show with Treasure Wilson. Now, Cam says that 2 years later, this never happened. That J. Cole never basically stood up on his end of the bargain. So there was no song that happened. And in the lawsuit, Cam's attorneys say that Cam had went to J. Cole and said, look, I got 2 projects that I've already recorded. Listen to these and see if you want to hop on one of these. And J. Cole said, allegedly, J. Cole said, no, I'd rather us do a song if we're going to do one that both of us come up with together. So then he came back to him.
That's understandable.
Yeah, so then he came back to him a few months later and he said,
I can see you not wanting to just jump on a project that's already made and instead want to build something new. However, that could also be an excuse. So you're like, nah, I ain't trying to do nothing right now. Come up with something right now. I don't know. Devil's advocate on both sides.
Says, okay, well, what about doing It Is What It Is? And that was supposed to happen. It did not happen. So Cam is saying that, he's owed $500,000 because all this stuff was done wrong, and that he also wants the credits to be credited properly because the credits are not credited properly at the time for how he contributed to the song.
Now, this I can definitely understand. If you're a composer, you want to be put as a performer as well, not just as a co-author. What you said.
And for background, their relationship started when Cam hopped on 95 South, which was the intro for the album Off Season. We have 95 South too, and that was back in May of 2021, and that's when all of this kind of took place. We can listen to 95 South too.
Killer, it's the off season. Let's keep it tall. Y'all ain't going off my man. And don't check your watch, you know the time. Cold World, Killer Cam. Finish.
This too easy for me now. It's cold been going plat since back when CDs was around. What you sold, I tripled that. I can't believe these clowns. Look how everybody clapping when your 30 song album do a measly 100,000. If I'm betting on myself, then I completely double down.
Kobe snapping back.
Yeah. They both do. That's why I wish this would have.
He just not the king of the South. But listen, another interesting thing that was said in that lawsuit that I saw is they said that when Cam would reach out, they would tell him he was unavailable.
Yeah.
That sounds like team talk. That's why it's important for the artist to talk directly to each other. Because I bet you if the artist was talking directly to each other, it wouldn't have got to this lawsuit.
Which seems crazy because Cole is so hands on with everything. Yeah. Like Cole he's usually the one that talks to the artists. He's usually the one that talks to the DJs. Like Cole wants to know the information. That's why this is strange.
Actually,
and he probably didn't want to do the podcast until his album dropped.
Well, actually, it says in a lawsuit that J. Cole said for himself he was unavailable. It says between July 2023 and April 2024, plaintiff, who was Camron. So Cam and Cole continued to communicate, but J. Cole repeatedly stated that he was unavailable to appear on the podcast. In April 2024, the defendant, J. Cole, released the sound recording of Ready 24, which was, including the verse and all the things from Cam. For my delete later, and now here we are with the lawsuit. So
you got to be clear in communication. I mean, you got to tell. Let me explain to you why I'm not, available right now. It's not like I'm just igging you on purpose.
Yeah.
And that's what
business is business when it comes down to it.
Oh, absolutely.
I can hear that. But at the same time, within 2 years, I don't know if he's doing. I don't know if he's had any touring or if he's just back and forth doing things on a regular basis. But it's been 2 years and you haven't been able to set any time on the side to the podcast or the song thing, because at least if you are busy, I would say this, in my opinion, if you're busy, all right, I can't do the podcast. I'd rather do a new song with you, but if I don't have time, I would have to just write a quick verse or something, put on the song. It's easy. You sound right there. Even if you're like, all right, this isn't my best, at least it's understandable that you're trying to meet me halfway and you're being you can handle shit amicably. We're doing something to get something where we both get to the finish line. We're both working together to get to a conclusion.
Yeah, I can I can understand Cam's position in this, but what I was trying to figure out though is if you guys are working so closely, that is the agreement. In this lawsuit, it says that the alleged J. Cole agreed. What changed? Why would you agree to that and then why would you string somebody along for 2 years and just be like, I'm unavailable?
I don't know if that's stringing. I do think, business is business, so I understand why Cam did the lawsuit, but I don't think that's stringing him along. I just think that there's some miscommunication because J. Cole's not explaining why he's not able to do it right now. He may not want to. He might be in album mode, or he might be going through something personal. Who knows?
Yeah,
but that don't mean that he's not going to ever do it.
Yeah, but I just think that if there's a time set and there's conversation about this and this is the exchange, if business
listen to what you just said. The first thing you said was time set. Was there a time set?
And
I wonder Cam said
in 2 years. I don't know, man. I'm doing something for you right now, and I'm trying to get you on the song. All right, can get you on the song. You said you would rather do the podcast instead. Within at the second where you said, I'd rather do the podcast. So you come today, come tomorrow, whatever. Let's see what happens. The only thing I can see where that doesn't work out is if J. Cole did say, all right now, let me do the podcast. And then Camron Mace was like, all right, we can't get you this day because we got some other guests. We can't get you this day because we got some other guests. Then it's on both sides. They can't schedule out a date. That's different, most definitely. But if it's on J. Cole's side only, and he just kept changing the day, or like, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, I don't see an excuse then. I don't know. I don't see an excuse. Hopefully it ain't that, but we don't know until the lawsuit's taken care of,
I wonder if this was in writing too, or if it was a handshake, like, "Yo, I'm gonna jump on yours, you jump on mine." Pause.
According to the documents that were filed by Camron's team, they said what he said was he agreed, they agreed, J. Cole and Camron, that before this song came out, he wanted to make sure that they got their even exchange, which was going to make sure that Cam was properly credited. J. Cole would agree, and they would set the terms around whatever the collaboration would be, and all the things that he was asking for. So that seems like they had somewhat of a timeline. I am trying to get more details.
If it's hey, I want to make sure that it's an even exchange before the song comes out. Yeah, that's.
And also, there's nothing wrong with him saying either. I want to hear it before it goes as well too.
Yeah,
like Cam, I need to hear what happens before it goes, and he didn't. None of that happened for him.
But I also thought J. Cole said he wasn't doing any more interviews or podcasts, anything like that after Angie Martinez's last one. Remember he said he was done, he was not doing anymore. I thought, but artists have said that many a times.
But if you agree to something, you know what I'm saying, and y'all are in direct communication, what happened? All of us, just say that then, and do a song.
Hey, business is business. I do my verse, I need yours back.
Yeah, well, there will be more here because this is.
After they not getting nowhere. If he did say I'm not doing any more interviews, and then before that, you just said I can do your interview. Again, communicate that or come to some type of conclusion. Let me know what you all think though in the comments below. Type it down. You think J. Cole's wrong? You think Camron's overreacting and shouldn't have sued? What's your opinion? Drink water. Peace.